So another important factor to framing is layout. Layout is super important, along with crowning your studs and keeping everything plumb and square. So, a couple examples of why. So to start off, if you're framing just a simple wall setup, let's say for example, because I'm left-handed, I usually start from the left, pull to the right, it doesn't matter. So we start here, and let's just say our sheet of plywood or drywall is going to start here as well. So wherever you start your layout from, that's typically where you want to start your sheeting from too. And it doesn't matter. The importance of it is so that no matter where you go on the sheet, like if you want to put an 8-foot sheet dead center here, it'll work out so it lands center to center, right? So, and here's just a little example, right? So here's my studs, and you can pick a spot, these two for example. So 16-inch centers is from center to center, or the same thing is from edge to edge. So left edge to left edge, or again, right edge to the right edge is still 16-inch, right? So it's from edge to edge of 16 is the same as center to center. The one thing to keep in mind is that when you're starting a layout, you start from the edge and you go 16 to the center. You don't go 16 from this edge to this edge, because, well, let's just show you why. So you do it properly, it's 16 to center, from the start to the center. And then you go, let's just say you go from left edge to left edge, and you just go 16, 32, 48, and so on, right? So regardless, it ends up being the same. So from the start here, all the way over to 8 feet is 8 foot lands on the center. So if you put a sheet in here, a sheet of drywall, it just works out so that you flush it down over here. It's an 8-foot sheet, so it lands up just center over here. Ding, 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 ding. Or, let's say for example, you have a 4-foot sheet. You can put that 4-foot sheet anywhere in between, right? So it's from center to center. So center is 16, 32, 48, and a 4-foot sheet will land anywhere, just the same as an 8-foot sheet. Any increment of 16, you can throw anywhere in that wall and it'll work out. So I don't want to overcomplicate it, but and layout is important as well, because let's say you want a doorway. Typically you won't land perfectly in a layout, but let's say a doorway ends up right here. So we're going to draw this doorway. It comes over to here. It's not the straightest, but then your new stud goes here. Your new stud goes over here. Whoa, it's getting bad. So regardless, so this gets these come out of there. And then your filler goes in at the top. Basically, roughly. Really rough. So this stud and this stud aren't part of the layout because the door has to go where the door has to go, right? It won't always work out in part of the layout. However, your cripples do. So if you hang a sheet of drywall like this and it lands up center of that, here's your sheet. It lands up on the cripple, so that way when you hang your next one, you can just keep going with it, right? So layout's super critical. So it's good for drywalling, but it's also good for insulating, because if these gaps are all consistent, your insulation is designed so for a 16-inch center, so 16-inch from center to center, which is half of a 2x4. So you have 3/4 here on this side and 3/4 on this side. So you lose 1.5 inches, so there's 14.5 inches in between studs. So your insulation is designed that it's sized so that it's a friction fit and it fits nicely in there. So if you have a random layout, first of all, you're going to probably have to cut all your insulation, each piece will be a different size, and your drywalling you'll have to cut all different sizes as well. So that's why layout is important.